Nothing says the holidays like a festive feast. But what if we told you there are some ways to add contemporary twist to those traditional favorites that could actually be better for you? Best-selling author Pam Anderson is here to share some of her favorite kitchen secrets. Hello, Pam. Glad to have you back on the show.
Hello, it's great to be with you.
So first of all, Pam, when we talk about modern healthy cuisine, what does that mean to you?
Modern healthy cuisine to me means seeing food as a pleasurable way of taking care of myself.
And what's some modern cuisine we can bring into our kitchens?
A couple of years ago, I made the decision to cut back on my meat consumption. And the interesting thing was, once you take meat out of the equation, it's a slightly different way of cooking, and I found myself floundering a little bit. And what I did was I went back to 11 years ago when I wrote a book called How to Cook Without a Book. And in that book, I teach people that recipes simply derive from techniques and formulas. And if you can internalize the technique or the formula, you can cook without a book.
Well, you've got some delicious looking dishes in front of you. Tell us what you've got there.
I do. One of the techniques I love is my roasted vegetable galette. And this recipe will work for you year-round with whatever seasonal vegetables you have, whatever is on sale, whatever you happen to have around. You pop a tray full of these vegetables in the oven, and while the oven's preheating and the vegetables are roasting, you simply roll out a refrigerated pie crust and then get some light cream cheese and the cheese of your choice ready. At that point, the vegetables are done. You toss it with the cheese, and you toss it with both cheeses, and then turn this out into this pie crust. You don't even need a pie pan. And then you just start to turn up the crust and pleat it around the vegetables. Once this is done, you put it back in the oven for 20 minutes. And at this point, you've got a lovely dinner and likely will have leftovers for a wonderful meatless lunch the next day.
That looks great. And you just mentioned having leftovers, which is a huge time saver. And speaking of time, what about the days when there's just no time to cook?
If you think about it, we all have to feed ourselves over 1,000 times a year. And a lot of times we're just our lifestyles are a little bit too busy to start from scratch every time, at which point I am definitely a big believer in keeping a well-stocked pantry, including in my freezer, where I do keep some frozen prepared meals. In fact, I'm working right now with Lean Cuisine and what we're calling the Culinary Roundtable, working with 5 amazingly gifted chefs from around the country who are giving the Lean Cuisine line a complete makeover. In fact, they are doing a makeover on 9 different dishes the classics that everybody at Lean Cuisine loves, but they're making the sauces more vibrant, they're adding whole grains, they're upping the quantity of vegetables so that it works with our modern lifestyle.
And do the entrees give us some variety?
They're rolling out 9 new makeover entrees as I speak. And then next year they're going to be bringing out 4 completely new entrees.
I will keep my eyes out for those. Now, Pam, let's wrap up with some of the key ingredients you recommend we stock up on.
The interesting thing about the meatless lifestyle, it's not that much different, and that's what I wanted to prove to people, that making this shift that we all have talked about wanting to make, it's not that difficult. You need the same pantry ingredients, things like olive oil and vinegar and canned tomatoes and rice and pasta and canned beans. If you keep these things in your pantry, and of course you need to keep some frozen items, frozen vegetables, these frozen entrees, and keep some seasonal vegetables around, that's what makes it easy to come home and cook.
Pam, thanks so much for the tips. It's always great to have you join us.
It's been great to be with you too.
For more information, visit hhrtv.com/meals.